Hi, students. It's nice to see you. I'm not really seeing you, but I'm imagining that I'm seeing you. Anyways, what I'd like to do is I would like to send you some slides of Alaska. That'll be our next region that we study, Alaska, the Pacific Northwest, and then we're going to go into California at the end of the semester. Anyways, I've got some fabulous slides. I think they're fabulous because I've been to Alaska so many times. And if you have not been to Alaska, you've got to understand it is amazing. Okay, so let me try and get to those slides. Hang on with me, okay? All right, they're dialing up. We'll see what we've got. This is a section on Vancouver. Now, I know that Vancouver is in British Columbia, and you're not going to be tested over Vancouver. But what I'd like you to understand is that Vancouver has become a large international city. In fact, it's a primate city. If you say Vancouver, people understand where you're talking about more than if you said British Columbia. And remember, that's the definition of a primate city. It has more significance or more influence than the country it's in or the state that it's in. This is Vancouver today. Now, Vancouver started off as a port city, like many of the small ports you see in Alaska, but it has grown tremendously into this international port. You can see that it looks much like the port of Los Angeles or Long Beach Harbor. The big ships come in, they're container ships. The containers are all over here, loaded up, ready to go, and lots of big cranes. Now in the background, you can see the skyline of Seattle. Now, a city like Vancouver, we haven't got to Seattle yet. Okay, Vancouver has an interesting skyline. Most of the buildings look kind of ordinary. I say that kind of quietly, you know, so I don't want to offend them. But you can see the shapes kind of ordinary looking, but they have this, and that's what sets it apart. And a city wants to be set apart. A city wants to be noticed for its skyline. And this really helps. And what this is a restaurant up here, and it is fantastic. You go all the way up and you sit, even if you can't stay for lunch or dinner, you can sit in here and enjoy the view. And what happens is it rotates very slowly, so you don't even notice it. But as you're eating lunch, you look over and you're seeing beautiful different sights all over the city of Vancouver. And you can see that Vancouver is set right here on the harbor. And I think the most interesting thing about a city like Vancouver is that you feel like you're in the frontier. It's loaded with forests and beautiful walking areas, and you can go out here and kayak and canoe and all of that. But it's also very cosmopolitan. It's right next to the major part of the downtown area. Okay, so again, beautiful things to see and do in this city. Also, a city like this is known for its different ethnic enclaves, and there are many ties into the Asian countries here, because think of where it's located. Think of going across the Pacific Ocean to other countries. And so it's got many ties with China, Japan, and different Asian countries. So the people who move here from these countries really want to bring and have their own restaurants, bring in their own foods, their own fruits and vegetables that they're used to cooking with, and it makes them feel like they're closer to home, okay? I put this picture in here to help you to understand that even though we're higher in latitude, the temperatures are not that cold. I mean, during the spring and the summertime, it's beautiful. Look at all these flowers blooming. They would not bloom if it was freezing cold. And again, it's because you're right there near the coast. Another interesting thing about Vancouver is this notion of Native Americans is what we call our tribes down here, but they call them First Nations in Canada. And the First Nations up in this area are known for their artwork, especially totem poles. Now, maybe a totem pole is not necessarily your type of art that you like, but once you understand the meanings, like every animal, every facial feature, what is on the top of the totem pole especially is very significant. What they've done is they've collected totem poles from all over the region, They've put them together in this park-like situation, and you can just walk past and visit and, try and understand the meanings and so on. Like mostly what you see on the tops of totem poles represent the clan who made that totem pole. So it's typically either an eagle or a raven that's on the top. Sometimes a totem pole is to tell a story of an event, something that happened in history, or some physical feature that has happened, or maybe it's for a person they want to honor, like President Lincoln. There are Lincoln totem poles. Also, they will even go to the point of making a ridicule pole. If somebody has hurt your family, maybe for generations, you create a totem pole that ridicules them. Kind of interesting, huh? All right across from British Columbia is Vancouver Island. And you can only get there by float plane or by ferry. And so it is, of course, a beautiful area that you'll want to go and visit. Okay, it's rugged. It gets snow during the winter. It gets plenty of rainfall, and it turns beautiful colors during the fall. So almost any time of year is a good time of year to go to Vancouver Island. There you go. You get loaded up on the ferry, and it takes you right across. Now, Vancouver Island is very British. Okay, and so this is the Empress Hotel on Vancouver Island, which is known for having high teas, and it's just very formal. It's a beautiful place to go and visit. And again, once you're on the island, you turn around and look behind you, and you can see Vancouver, Canada, but you can also see into the United States, and you can see Mount Rainier over here in Washington. Thanks for hanging with me for this portion of Alaska and British Columbia, and I will talk to you soon. All right, take care of yourself. Bye.